If you are not looking on eBay, you are selling yourself short. And I'll tell you why. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I know, it's always the evening when I post these videos, but I say good morning because I record them in the morning. Otherwise, my wife yells at me. But guys, today is, what's today? Our 6th video. We're rolling up on 10. I'm excited for 10. I hope you guys are excited for 10. It's been a little bit here. Let's talk about the topics for this video today. The 2 things we're gonna cover are some pickups this week, and I wanna talk about how I buy cards. I wanna talk about what apps and, you know what, listen, the simple stuff that everybody uses. I know, you know, we use eBay, we use Facebook Marketplace, but I'm gonna show you a deep dive of how I use Facebook and, get out of here, how I use eBay and, you know, what I search and why I search it and, you know, what I do when I find something that's like a decent deal and how to find margins and create it. Pokemon is about turning one man's trash into another man's treasure. Pokemon is about buying stuff that maybe you don't necessarily want, that you think is gonna go up in value, to turn it into something that you do want. What do we pick up this week? We got a Phantasmal Flames booster box. I've said it before, I love the Charizard. It is one of my favorite Charizards they've ever made. Probably next to the base set. I love the base set one, you know, whatever, the first edition. I love that little action that he's doing, the OG. I really like the Brilliant Stars Alt-Art too. Get out of here. Easy. Okay, guys, we got 2 Phantasmal Flames. Two Phantasmal Flames booster boxes. I am a huge fan of Phantasmal Flames. I had someone hit me up on Instagram and they were like, yo, you want Phantasmal Flames? And I was like, well, of course I want Phantasmal Flames. I don't really say no to, you know, booster boxes if the price is right. And I was like, how much do you want for said Phantasmal Flames booster boxes? And he was like, well, $195. And I looked at the market, trending up, $240 is what it seems like. So I was like, yes, sir, I want those. And I was like, but here's the problem. I don't know you. And he was like, well, I follow you. You know, you seem like you have some references, trustworthy. I was like, yeah, I mean, you're 100% right. I have a references page on my Instagram. I was like, cool, go ahead, go check it out. So he said, okay, cool, let's get you these boxes. I said, all right, send me the boxes and I'll pay you as soon as they get here. And he was like, okay. And I was like, okay. So he says, you know, hey, give me your address. And I was like, all right, cool. You know, it's just a very forward guy. Like, just like, hey, let's just get this done. I want to sell them to you. Like, you know, I had kind of ignored him for a couple days because, you know, I didn't realize that he was messaging me. I was really busy. I've been editing content like crazy. So my time has been, it's been going away, if you will. But it's been a lot of fun. So, you know, he says, what's your address? He ships them to me. They arrived and we opened them up and I was like, these are Phantasmal Flames booster boxes. Cool. So I contacted him and I said, bro, like, listen, thank you so much. I appreciate you essentially just trusting me to pay you once they got here. I knew that I would pay him once they got here, but, you know, for somebody, I guess when they see, you know, that I have references, that it works out. So I was like, cool. So I paid him. Really cool guy. I sent him a follow because I was like, we completed a deal. Why not? So that was a lot of fun. I love Phantasmal Flames. I'm probably going to open one of them and I'm going to keep one sealed. I have 2 in the case here. I have a couple cases in the closet. It is something that I believe in the long term, Phantasmal Flames. Listen, the set's not that deep. The set is, there isn't too much balance to the set. It's super top heavy, but let's kind of talk about the set in general, right? The Megazard, the good one, the blue one, the wild one, the one with the Charmander and the Charmeleon. I think this is top tier. I think this is one of the best Charizards ever made. To me, fundamentally, in a set, when I think something's gonna do good long term, it has to have a banger, which that Charizard is a banger, a likeness Pokemon, Charizard. Let's talk about what else is in this set. What else is there besides Charizard? Piplup, cute, always hits the cute category. Meowth, that's right. Team Rocket, pretty sick. And check out this Meowth. Here's a fun fact. Where do you remember this scene from? This is from the original games. Look at this scene. We've seen this scene before. This is awesome by Pokemon. They put this Meowth chilling on the tree. We've seen this. We looked at it. It was 2D, but we saw it. We were there. We lived it. We were in this vibe. This Meowth is sick. I love it. The Flygon's not bad. I don't think Flygon gets enough love. You know, one of those Pokemon that I used a lot in the games, and Flygon was super strong. There's a Dugong. Listen, I don't know if you guys remember the Elite Four, but Dugong is a monster, all right? Dugong is one of those Pokemon that I think needs more love. I love the Aurora Borealis feel of this Dugong. I think that it's going to be a card that in 5-10 years, we're going to be looking at this Dugong and say, yo, you got the Dugong IR? Like, let me get that, or the Dugong AR, whatever. Let me get that Dugong. Like, you got it in PSA 10. So for me, like, it's like a $3 card right now. I am picking these up like crazy. If I'm trying in a card that is super undervalued, this Dugong is actually sick. I'm not trying to pump it, but like, I just like the card. I think it's awesome. All right, what else is in this set? Okay, the gold Charizard. Now listen, admittedly, I'm not a huge fan of gold Pokemon cards. They haven't done well in the past. They're still not doing well in the sense of where I think that they are a pillar of the future. Nobody wants gold cards. I don't want gold cards. I mean, are they cool? Yes, but I can barely see what the Pokemon is on them. I just don't think that they have enough eye appeal that really tells me a story. Like, what story is it? It's gold. It's stuck in gold. Like, I don't understand what the concept, I don't understand what the purpose is of why we have to make cards gold. Does it add a little extra vibe? Yes. Why don't we try purple? I mean, why don't we try like, pink? I don't know. Like, the red worked. I thought the Victini was awesome, but I like red. But back to my point here, gold, I just don't really think it works, guys. I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like this whole engulfing the card and almost like it's set in a golden stone age years ago. I'm kind of going off track, but I don't really like it. But to me, it adds to the balance of the set. It's another hitter. Somebody's gonna like it. So to me, Phantasmal Flames has a lot of fundamentals for future growth. And that ties into a banger Charizard, a likeness Pokemon, a couple other OG Pokemon, some cute Pokemon, attractive cards, good artwork, not too deep of a set, not that hard to pull. It's fun to open because you actually hit, maybe you don't hit the Charizard every time, but you do hit one of those IRs. I think Phantasmal Flames has it. Mark my words. I'm not saying this is the next Evolving Skies. I'm not saying it's the next Chilling Reign. I just think that it has the potential to do kind of like what Paldea Evolved did. Like, jump in out of nowhere. We like the Magikarp Paldea Evolved. I think it's cool. Don't get me wrong, but I don't know why we love that Magikarp so much. I do not think that's a $2,000 10. Maybe because the quality control sucked so bad in Scarlet and Violet that we just made it the population so low that we had to make it like that. But anyways, not to get off course. I think that Phantasmal Flames has the potential, and it's the second set released. The second set released has the potential to be just like Paldea. Next topic, eBay. Let's talk about eBay. Guys, a lot of people know me for that I've, tend to find and snipe good deals in whether it's my close friends or other vendors in the community. They kind of understand that sometimes I step in. You don't step in unless you try to step in. So it's kind of that if you don't put the effort forward to look, you're never going to find it. The hardest workers get the luckiest. Think about that. The hardest workers get the luckiest because they give themselves more opportunity to get lucky. I have gotten lucky many times with Pokemon. I'm not saying I'm the GOAT of finding deals. I'm not saying I'm the best ever at finding deals. What I'm trying to say is that if you are not looking on eBay, you are selling yourself short. And I'll tell you why. I said this in my first video. People don't know what they're posting. That's okay. If you post something and you don't know what you have and you put a number on it and I buy it for that number and you ship it to me and I have a way to make money off that card because of that, sorry, I'm gonna flip the card. Why do I flip the card? To get more booster boxes. That's the goal. It's collecting. I flip to collect. Sure, listen, I got a ton of people this week that were like, oh, your lame ass sealed collection. Guys, this is what I like to collect, all right? It's gonna turn into a base set booster box eventually. That's the collection goal. These guys up here, the first editions, every card I bought and flipped and sold off eBay when I started in this in the first year, I turned into this. all right? It was actually just the Charizard to start, but I turned it into the Charizard. I acquired my grills first. I flipped and I traded until I got to this point. The only slabs that I really buy and keep now are if there's a story behind them or if it means something to me, like the Rayquaza VMAX. I'll talk about that story next. eBay, all right? I use eBay to get into these, and I'm gonna show you how. Let's get this started. Should be a video down here or over here. I don't really know. So guys, what you want to do is you're going to open up eBay. You're going to type in Pokemon. You're going to click the filter button. You're going to change it to buy it now only. You're going to change the item location to US only. And you're going to change the sorting to newly listed. Sort to newly listed. Why does that matter so much? Because when good deals come up on eBay, they are snatched up right away. So you need to see the newest listed. You don't need to see, oh, I want the Charizard SIR from Phantasmal Flames. You could, but people aren't posting that every second. They're posting the Pokemon category every second. Am I letting you in on a huge secret here? Yes. I've had a lot of success with this, but I hope that the times that I'm not in eBay, maybe if you're using this, maybe you find success. Maybe I would have missed the deal. Maybe one of those $1 million Pokeballers would have picked it up and made an extra 500 bucks where it doesn't matter to them, they wiped their ass with that. And someone like yourself who's watching this video just trying to, you know, grow and do what I did to start, it would appreciate to make $500 off something on eBay. And that's what I want, is I want it to be to the person who's trying to grow with the way that I did from ground zero. And this is how I did it. I had nothing when I started doing Pokemon again in 2020. Absolutely nothing. Made a lot of mistakes, made a lot of errors, but I used this eBay tool to get to the point where I started really building fast. So guys, the cool thing about eBay, you know, let's kind of go through and, all right, here's an Iron Leaves. So guys, I see that it's $22. We're gonna go ahead and make an offer. We want that offer to come up to the price of market price. So we're gonna check TCG Player. We check TCG Player, okay, the buy it now price is the price of what it's supposed to be on TCG Player, which is $23. When we go on eBay and we buy for $23, they're gonna hit us with taxes, maybe they're shipping, you're gonna end up paying $30 for a $23 card. So what I do is I make offers so that I end up at 100% market. The card looks clean, corners aren't bad. I'm gonna throw this in my grading pile if he takes my offer. I'm gonna make an offer to get it to $23, here we go, offering 17, brings the taxes and everything to 23, cool, I'll pay 100% market. Let's go ahead and look at the PSA 10 price. Okay, PSA 10 price, let's use card ladder, boom, put the picture in, what happens? This card is worth $100 on card ladder. So what does that tell me? What does that tell me? If I buy this card for $23, grading with PSA costs about $19. It'll take me 3 months, 4 months to grade this card. That means if I get a PSA 10, if I believe in it, I'm gonna end up being into the card for about $41. And then if the card comes back, $100 seems kind of low. Maybe it'll go up in time. Maybe it goes down a little bit, but I still have a margin here of like 100%. So when you grade 10, 20 cards, and if you get a couple 10s, it's multiplicative. You start ramping up your Pokemon value fast, and then you bring those cards to shows, either vend like me or walk like me, and you can sell them at 80% to vendors. You can sell them on Facebook Marketplace. You could sell them on eBay and make a margin, even taking these percentage. And then you buy things like this. If this is what you like. This is what I like, guys. If you don't like this, that's okay, but this is what I like. So collect what you like. Do what you like with it. That's how I use eBay to roll and create all of the capital I have in Pokemon. Not only has it had great financial gain, which is awesome, but I've gotten boxes I never could have dreamed of, right? I moved a bunch of Sun and Moon boxes a year and a half ago, and I regret it to this day. But moving those boxes kind of allowed me to build up an inventory to start vending. It was around the time that I wanted to start vending. Those are the boxes that went. I told myself that I love Sword and Shield, so I bought more Sword and Shield. Doesn't even touch the surface of the Sword and Shield that I have. So, you know, look, I love Sword and Shield. I love older boxes. I hope to get a base set box someday. Nothing is untouchable if I can get myself a base set box. I was working on a base set 2 box, and the guy wanted a little bit too much, and he just wanted cash. I wanted to trade. He didn't want to trade. He wanted to do 80%. I don't do 80% on sealed my way to you. Sorry. I think sealed is worth 100% every single time. And if I trade another vendor, I trade them at 100% for their sealed. Anyways, let's talk about Facebook Marketplace. I'm just going to quickly sift over this one. Facebook Marketplace sucks, but you do kind of find some diamonds in the rough sometimes. Guys, you just honestly search for Pokemon. Just go in there. What's available today? All right, here's the base set Charizard. I see a laugh react on it already. Okay, it's a BGS 9. What's it got? All right, let's scan it, put it into card ladder. Okay, guy's probably above market. Guy's probably right at market. Just send him a message, typical whatever standard one is. Hello, is this available? Let him hit me back. If he doesn't speak English or he starts writing in broken English, I'll probably just ignore him. If he says, yes, what want to pay, I'll probably just ignore him. If he engages in normal human conversation, hey man, I'm glad you're interested in my Charizard. It's so-and-so price. Do you want to buy it? How do you want to pay? How do you want to meet up? That's what I'm looking for. So guys, we talked about a couple topics today. We talked about pickups. We picked up 2 Phantasmal Flames booster boxes. I got to get these guys into acrylics. We spoke about how do I buy on eBay? How to use eBay. eBay's return policy is really good too. I'll do that in another video. We spoke about the future of Phantasmal and how I think it's going to do well long term. I'm not saying it's going to be $500 a box tomorrow, but it could hit $300 pretty soon. Just saying. We spoke about buying on Facebook Marketplace. Again, I think Facebook Marketplace sucks. I don't really do it much. I find diamonds in the rough here and there, but you're not going to find anything unless you try. And really the main point of the video is that the hardest workers get the luckiest. So if you're not looking for deals, you're not going to find them. Guys, if you enjoyed the video today, please go ahead and like and subscribe to my channel. Drop a comment. Tell me what you liked about the video. I'd love to get people talking. I talk a lot. Sometimes I talk too fast. Sometimes I talk too much. But I'd like to talk to you guys. Giveaway still live. Waiting for 100 subscribers, guys. The day of this, I think that we're at 49 subscribers. So 51 to go. Just go ahead and send me a DM over on my Instagram at Nicky Cards. Tell me what your favorite item in your collection is. Tell me what means the most to you. I'm writing everybody down in my notes pad here. I'm just gonna go ahead and pick the winner once it's set. So guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I love you guys. Nicky Cards, out.